And now, welcome to the 2023 FIVARS Awards, celebrating 10 years of excellence.
Welcome to the 2024 FIVARS Awards for the 2023 catalog. We're going to make this short and quick, but it's very important that we can recognize some of the works that over time really left a powerful impression for something that they introduced to the genre that we just hadn't seen before. They're not better, but they're worth highlighting because of something they can teach us. So Amy, take it away with the People's Choice Awards.
Every year we have People's Choice Awards, one for an interactive piece and one for passive. Last year we had People's Choice Interactive. These are people who came to the in-person event, and they were, shortly after the event, they voted for the piece that made the biggest impression on them overall, what they thought was the best one. And the winner of the 2023 People's Choice Interactive was called Pulsar, and it was directed by Gabriella Hoffman from Dizzy Magnolia Studios. Pulsar was a space-themed immersive art installation, and they made it to honor a 6-year-old friend of theirs. She was going through a battle with leukemia, and her wish was to one day travel space. So that's why they designed this experience, and everyone had a wonderful time.
I'm totally not crying right now.
a wonderful time exploring space and reliving childhood memories of the things that you always wanted to do.
At the show, we were like, why is everybody doing Pulsar? Everybody loves it. It just resonated. And I think it was like a first time piece for them. And so they were very excited, but it just like really clicked with the audience. So
and I think it's available on Steam VR now. If you guys want to check it out, they just launched it, didn't they? So it's available to the public now. And it's worth
Congrats to Pulsar.
Congrats to Pulsar.
Thank you so very much for the opportunity to be at FIVARS, and what an honor. Not only be able to present our creation at FIVARS, but then to let other people experience the story that we had been working on for nearly 2 years, just trying to figure out how to transform a beautiful wish into something that others can experience. So this means so much to us, and is just the cherry on top of a long journey. So thank you so very much.
So that moves us on to the People's Choice for passive experience. This is, of course, one where you are sitting and watching and you can't affect the outcome. And the winner was Behind the Dish, directed by Chloe Rocheroy. This is a VR docuseries about cooking. They talked to some culinary masters and they put them into these short 10-minute 360 episodes. But the thing was, they figured out a way to do macroscopic photography in 3D that was so high quality and had everything in focus. So they wanted it to not just look like macro huge the way that VR can do, but at correct scale. And you're looking like right at these world-class meals, and everybody we're like, if you don't know what to put them in, just put them into this, because they'll be sold on VR immediately. So look for Behind the Dish, it's out there, and congratulations to that team. We're gonna move on to the Adjudicated Award. So this comes from opinions of experts in the industry who ultimately come to a consensus.
Our first one is the Impact Award, and this is the award that celebrates the piece that changes your point of view on something or informs you, makes a big impact on you and how you see the world. And the winner of this Impact Award was called Lou, directed by Martine Asselin and Annick Dagneau from Quebec. And Lou was a VR experience that lets the user see and hear through the eyes of an autistic child named Lou. This was inspired by the experiences of their own children, as well as autistic creators and artists and advisors. And in this, you would experience the world through the eyes of Lou. Sometimes, when they got overstimulated, they would have stimming behaviors, and you'd see butterflies or whirlwinds come out of their fingers. And it had a big impression on all the people who attended the festival, as well as us. It taught us, it was educational, but also very moving. So congratulations to Lou.
All right, so now we're going to go on to visual design. Woo, that's a big category for VR and AR, I have to say. And it's an unusual choice because you have things that are really bombastic and big production. And ultimately, the award went to Night Creatures out of Australia by Isabel Knowles and Van Summerwine. What they did is they interviewed festival goers in line, waiting to go into the movies, talking about the time that they brought tuna sandwiches into the theater, or like why they hate the rain, or they love standing in line to meet all the weirdos. And they represented them as stop motion fruit bats and other night creatures of Australia. And they had the most sublime costumes that they handcrafted for them. Congratulations to Night Creatures. And I'm going to take the next two because they're all about sound design and technical achievement, and they're two categories I kind of love. So, and then Amy will take us out towards the end. So we're going to do sound design. Sound design in VR is extremely important. Spatial audio is, of course, one of the things that can most sell you on it. This idea of persistence in space, that when you move, you're moving independently of the positioning of the audio. Same with VR, people go, yeah, I've seen it before. The floor is being calculated, right? In 360 videos, like it's making the floor feel like it's locked into position. That's why it sells you. So with sound design, we're always looking out for something like, what could possibly be different? Well, this year's winner, which is called VFC by Charles S. Roy and Stephanie Morissette, came out of Montreal as a demo. They were like, can we rent a movie theater and get like 500 people? I was like, no, we cannot. But you can bring it and we'll test it with people. So what it is a feature film, like black and white, David Lynch style, with provocations that are meant to elicit a ambiguous emotional response. And based on that emotional response, the EEG that you're wearing is changing what you will hear overlaid on your bone-conducting headphones. And the idea is that an entire film theater is experiencing the same movie with totally different audio laid over based on their emotional state. That's the sound design, which is why they also won the Technical Achievement Award. So VFC is a movie about Inuk, a neuroscientist. They seek refuge from a music-saturated world after developing a rare form of mellophobia. This is the world's first adaptive feature film customized soundtrack for each viewer based on real-time EEG brain activity delivered through open bone-conducting headphones. Oh my God. Congratulations to them.
I just wanted to say also, on the FIVARS.net website, you can check out, we have a whole archive of years worth of experiences. You can read more about all these award winners. And now the creators who are with us tonight, your work is a part of that archive. And we are proud to document it because it's important what we do here. So I want to go on to experience design. This is the best overall experience for the 2023 festival. And the winner of this was Broken Spectre, directed by Evan Jones and produced by Games by Stitch. This is a cosmic horror VR game with a custom hand tracking scheme. You play as Casey, who is searching for her missing father in the wilds of Northwest Canada. And along the way, you will encounter his twisted experiments and face unearthly horrors, questioning reality as you ascend the mountain.
And they, before Quest even put out their hand tracking, they built their own hand tracking scheme. And they wanted to really play to like body horror, like you have to put your hand in a box and get bitten by a snake. And just the idea of seeing your virtual hand makes a point, right, about presence. It was just a bold, crazy experiment, and they swung for the rafters, and they totally did it. I'm really happy to welcome Jeff Flores, who was the art director. Come up for a second and just say a quick word or two.
Thank you. Thanks again to you for putting this together and the rest of the FIVARS team. It's great being a part of this community. I also want to mention thanks to Ontario Creates and CMF for helping support us and giving us the opportunity to make such a game that's given people a chance just to experience what we want them to kind of feel when we first had the idea to have this game that used hand tracking and to make it a horror game and create some chills. I hope you all have a chance to also give it a shot.
Thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Next award is for Outstanding Performance. And this is the performance of an actor that really stands out to the jury, makes an impact, and is very memorable. Last year's winner was Origins, directed by Laura Cannon and presented by ProLab Dance. They come out of Portland, and it's an immersive dance experience that invites audiences into the chaos of our beginnings. It's really a miracle that we're here at all. And it was a 360 film, and we really liked it. It was, they dance. It's an interpretive dance piece. They go onto skateboards into this wind tunnel of a plane, like a turbine wind engine. And we accepted it, and they said, when we told them, they said, we normally perform this with a chair, and it's decked out like a seed pod, almost like a womb, actually. And it's a wheelchair, and they fold fabric all over it. And then we put the viewer in the headset, and we dance with it, and they experience that feeling of going into the tunnel in this chair. Could we come and do it at FIVARS? We were like, okay. We always like to try new things here. So they came here, they brought their wheelchair on the plane and all the fabric, and they dressed it up so it looked like a sea pod, and they put our attendees through it. One of them sang and played instruments. They projected the film on the wall so all the viewers could watch it. And then when the attendee was in the chair, in the headset, you really felt like you were a part of the film. And it couldn't go to anyone else. They definitely won Outstanding Performance for the festival last year.
Yeah,
so
it started as an actor award in 360, but we realized that really those performances, to work in this medium as a performer is its own wholly emerging medium. We, of course, have performers that do live VR performance, whether it's in Resonite or VR chat. It's a tough category all of a sudden. And in this case, what was super cool about this, I think that took it to the next level, was it's also a haptic medium, right? Every time you are looking at your iPhone, you don't quite detect that little buzz that makes you stop and look at something. And companies like Titan Haptics are doing really nuanced haptics. It's not just the big, chunky rumbles. So what I was thinking with this too was that wheelchair rolling at speed is this sort of demonstration of your vestibular system registering that momentum. And how could we move into a more nuanced haptics in the future? Not the kind that make you puke, but the kind that make you feel like you're lyrically moving through the medium. And they really demonstrated that, almost as like a prototype, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
And that was why it was so important. So we're gonna move on to
the Grand Jury Prize. This is the clap for
give
Origin.
him a big round of applause.
Thank you, Kissy. Our final jury award for 2023 is the Grand Jury Prize. And this was, best overall, the one that blew everyone away. It was awarded to Stay Alive, My Son, Chapters 1 and 2, and this is directed by Victoria Busis.
This piece is volumetrically captured, really richly rendered experience about a grieving father on a 45-year quest to find the lost son. And through reconciliation with his past, he finds freedom from his mental prison and healing. And it's an inspirational story ultimately about family, love, and hope. You have free time in it to move through this story, and it's kind of amazing how you get through the story even though you can sort of take pause in the office and pick up artifacts and explore them and get the story through many different directions. But overall, just the sheer amount of technology that they pulled together was kind of unprecedented.
People would watch it and their mouth would just
Yeah. Lots of tears. So that is the awards. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Thank you.
Congratulations.